Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. Today we are going to play some Shuri. So Shuri 0 is a big deck that's going around right now that's built on Shuri, double the power of the next card you play, and 0, remove the abilities of the next card you play. So with those two, we're trying to use cards like Typhoid Mary, whose ongoing is detrimental, but if played after a 0, you get a free 4/10 basically. As well as Red Skull, whose ongoing enemy cards have +2 at this location, so another detrimental one. So what you're looking to do is 0 into Typhoid Mary, Shuri into Red Skull potentially, and then a Taskmaster. On reveal, set this card's power equal to the last card you played. So if you Shuri into Red Skull becomes a 5/30, where giving +2 power to the cards at your enemy cards at that location doesn't mean that much. And then you can get a 5/30 Taskmaster into another lane, where again, you know, 2 lanes at 30 plus will typically win for you. We also then have Armanzola in here, so you can potentially destroy the Red Skull and copy it over if you don't get your Taskmaster. We have Hulk for another big turn 6 play if again you don't get Taskmaster or Zola. Drax. Drax, again, just trying to farm boosters for him. Trying to get this one as Inkified potentially, but also as a decent 4-drop. Green Goblin, just to send them a crappy card. And then a few other lower level cards. Sunspot here, so just in case you soak some energy. And gives you the flexibility to soak energy potentially too, if needed to win a lane. As I said, 0 armor to protect some of these cards, you know, when you put down a Taskmaster or, you know, Red Skull and you don't think you're going to be able to play your Armanzola. And then Colossus, just to deal with some of those pesty locations and things like that. So I just said main thing you want to do is Shuri on 4, Red Skull on 5, and then either Zola or Taskmaster on 6. So then you get a couple big lanes there for the win. All right, so with that said, let's jump into some gameplay. And yeah, trying to get this in. This is a deck that I know they're looking at Shuri to potentially nerf, so I do want to get some play in before they do get that nerf in. So yeah, obviously turn 1 preferably had something here. You could potentially play 0 on turn 1, but I most likely never will, because again, the 0 I want done before the Typhoid Mary. So I'm going to play Colossus here into Strange Academy since he can't get moved. Now I don't have to worry too much about this location. You know, they'll probably avoid it just because it kind of stinks to have your cards moved around. So, and there they go, they're playing right into it. Here I am saying that they're going to avoid it. Interesting turn 3 play, not necessarily a bot. So we have our Shuri, so we're definitely going to play Shuri. We'll have to play over here because we're going to want to play whoever we get most likely over here. Actually, if we play Typhoid, we're not going to want to Armanzola because then everything gets -2, which kind of stinks. So they must be playing some sort of Cerebro 3. So yeah, we're going to play Typhoid Mary over here, and then we'll just Taskmaster the Typhoid Mary. So also, if you don't get to 0 the Typhoid Mary, works out pretty well with Colossus because Colossus won't lose that power. Now this is an interesting situation now. I still am going to want to copy, and I think just to get the extra power out on the board, I'm going to put 0, which then also helps in the I should definitely, yeah, so I'm definitely going to get. Oh, he still keeps that -1? That stinks. What are you getting -1 from? Oh, -1 from the Typhoid Mary. And my hand was full, so I didn't draw my Red Skull. Alright, so they can't. They can't copy Cerebro. I guess playing a blue Marvel doesn't matter too much. I don't think so. 2 here, they can definitely get 10. I find it hard pressed they can get 22 over here, so we're just going to slam Hulk down here in Nova Roma, and we should have the win. And I should have thought of that. I'm a dodo. If I would have put Hulk here, I would have won. But I guess sort of taking a 50-50. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If I played Hulk here, would have won, knowing that they could. I should have thought through. Why am I terrible at remembering Shang-Chi? He beats me all the time, and I always forget about him. And I should definitely know about him in a Cerebro 3. That was just me kind of rushing at that point, just ever so slightly, and didn't think through everything. So that definitely helps us. We'll just get our sunspot down. We'll then armor the sunspot so it can't be destroyed. And probably actually throw Green Goblin in that lane too. Alright, or we'll take the free cube. Ooh. So yeah, this actually does double the -6. I think we're going to snap on this. I definitely want to get my armor down. You know, still kind of hoping for an armor down here. But if I can Shuri and Red Skull in here, my Taskmaster then does get the double buff too. But even so, at 24 can potentially... So do I get the -6? So if I do that, it's what, 3/4? So I guess it's about the same. But I'd rather clog up A. Alright, so they bought that new bundle. Honestly, don't like that one that much. So turn 4. Yeah, I guess I'll play Drax there 4. That's only 10 though. I guess potentially 13, and that won't be too bad at 13. And now I cut off your draw. Do I Typhoid Mary for a guarantee? Right, that's only 13. So I think I gotta take the 20 here. Well, this, does it copy and then double? That's the question. And obviously I keep myself in massive Shang-Chi potential losing, and they could be running the same thing. I would have loved an armor. I would have loved that a turn sooner. I have priority, it kind of stinks. I probably should run some Shang-Chi and a bit more of my decks. He is a very good card to be able to clean stuff up, especially when you're going against bozos like me that'll forget about him. Okay, so if they are playing Cerebro 3 anyways, they're all sorts of messed up. They just need a 10 power there to beat that. That wouldn't be hard to beat. That only puts me up by 2, so I'm going to do this and just hope they don't have a Sean that comes down here at this point. They snapped, so they probably have one, assuming they can destroy me on this. But... and they had a Sentinel, so I can't win that lane at all. This is probably the Shang-Chi. Yep. And that's a Sentinel, so I wouldn't have won. Oh, an armor. Yeah, but either way, the 12 wouldn't have been enough there. Did I have any way to get 13 power into that lane is the question. Yeah, I guess I should have Zola'd across. So Zola, the They would have been both at 19. He would have been at 16. Would have lost some there. Yeah, I should have did the Zola there to play around the Shang-Chi. Here am I having the cards that I need sometimes to do things and just not thinking. I just zero them. I zero in on something sometimes and kind of was just thinking Hulk that whole time for some reason and like almost forgot I had Armin Zola there. What could I potentially play on turn 2 that this would work with? Nothing, so I don't want to play 0. That kind of sucks. So they're destroy, so that makes this Green Goblin infinitely worse. Obviously setting up to destroy something there, so I don't want to play there. I'll play here to at least force them to then play something into here. Which, there you go, even better I didn't play there at this point, because we've been clogged. So I think, alright, so at the very least, I'll be able to run this. So they're going to get a Hulk, 0, Taskmaster, Drax, and one other card. And again, Destroy Jet, always possible that they have a Shang-Chi in there. The Colossus I don't care too much about. I guess it doesn't matter. It's going to be 60 at this point, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. Of course, I'm giving up my Taskmaster, which really stinks. So again, I think I'm going to be in a situation where Mr. Shang-Chi is the biggest fear. Alright, so they do have a death. They have priority. I think I just do that and that. That'll clear off that and that. Which actually then, I probably want to do that. So they crush you. Hold on, so they have that Hulk. So if they play Hulk here, they'll be at 17. They play Hulk here. So I think I gotta do this and hope they didn't top deck Mr. Chi. Because if they play Hulk there and I do it, and they have a Zola, I mean, that doesn't matter too much at that point. Because they won't have enough here. And they knew I had your death. I don't know, did they think they could get enough in here to win it? Interesting play. Not that I haven't done silly things like that. You know, you see I could have played around a Shang-Chi that I kind of knew was coming and I didn't play around it. Deck is good. Play better than me with it. Alright, no turn 1 play. So again, I'll play Colossus into Strange Academy. It's even a beautiful Armin Zola. I have Armin Zola. I have Armin Zola. Yeah, when you have priority going into that last turn, Armin Zola is great because then they kind of have to guess that you're going to use it and don't do it. If you don't have Armin Zola going into that last turn, alright, so I can protect somewhere. I don't need to protect the Colossus, so we'll go here. So we're going to set this up as our Zola lane, which at this point I may. Alright, so we have the 4. So let's see, how can we do this? So we do 4. You don't want to Zola Taskmaster because Taskmaster then re-triggers its on reveal, so it won't do it. So we're going to do 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll snap on it. So I basically have the combo that I want. And then 7, maybe they do hit him on, turn 6 when I'm playing the Taskmaster. But I still then, I won't use Zola, of course, but I still have a Drax who can get some power into here. Alright, so they got my Zola. So they may even, now Cosmo over here. Yeah, and I got Hulk at this point and had obviously a really good chance of getting Hulk since it's one more, 7-turn game. But yeah, so we're going to drop then turn 5. Taskmaster here. It's not really going to matter what this is at this juncture. And they're doubling down. So I have to assume they have a Dino. But I don't think a Dino's gonna beat us. So at best you got somehow get the 7 cards back in your hand. That's what 17 that can get to. Playing a ton out here. What? Alright, so you're not gonna Galactus us. Could you randomly have a Null? If I Zola and you have a Null, I'm losing. I have priority, so I'm not gonna get cheesed. So I think I still have to do what I want. They might be planning to double Dino over here. Which would put what? So they're down to then 8? No, they're not double Dinoing. They wouldn't Zola that. I know they stole my Zola. I'm gonna have to assume that one was a bot. But we'll take it. But yeah, if we didn't have 7 turns, obviously turn 6 we would have sent across the Red Skull at the 30 and still would have got there. Alright, we'll play one more. And yeah, you can see my climb. We're almost 2 weeks in. I'm about 14 cubes total up, and trust me, I've played enough to where I should be. I'll take 2 of yous. I should be a lot more than that. So if I'm gonna want to Zola this one, that blows. I'm definitely not playing Typhoid. I'll play you here. I don't think I'm going to want to play anything into Sinister London again at this point. Unless it's a Green Goblin to where now I can give them 2, because I doubt they're going to fill anything up here. I probably should have snapped before that came down, even though my hand here isn't the best. Interesting interaction. So I can double Shuri. So I think I will do that. I'm going to snap now because I'll get Shuri. My Red Skull out. This one's kind of chalked for them at this point. They're at -3, so they're going to need to discard a ton of cards for that to matter. I'd prefer... Okay, so it didn't go there. And I hope that I draw my Taskmaster here. Hulk, there we go. And I snapped already. At this point, probably still would have snapped here. Typically, turn 5 snapping isn't the best, but given the state of the board, you probably would have. Alright, yeah, I might be playing another bot at this point. Yeah, I guess that was expected. Alright, we're going to end it on that one. Had a few good games in there. I wish I wouldn't have made that stupid play and didn't play my Armin Zola when I should have and kind of knew what was coming at that point. But, you know, you live and you learn. I say that even though I lose to Shang-Chi on turn 6 constantly, just hoping that they don't have it. That most of the cases they do. When you think that's the only card that's going to beat you, just assume they have it, and you might want to back out. But there you have it. Shuri Zero decks, one of the best right now. hard to beat, even if they do have Mr. Shang-Chi, but hopefully they don't nerf her too hard so I can continue using this one and hopefully get some real climb on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and peace out, YouTube.